he's actually, I think, the big mountain that I'm looking up at. I was scared stiff, and when he opened the car door, I think I jumped out and grabbed around him and was trying to hold on to him because I was scared stiff because I was in the car alone. You know, I didn't know what was going on. And he actually, I think he pulled me off and threw me on the ground. And when he threw me on the ground, I was by the car there looking out. And then somehow or another, see, that me holding on to the horse is, I think, me struggling with him to hold on to him. And he tossed me on the ground, and then I think I don't know what he did next. I don't remember it much, but I do know that the horse went to a pool after that. Pool of water. So that's as much as I'm going to make out.
No, see, what do we have? We know that, like in this stream, it ended the relationship with the friend. It ended the relationship with water, right?
Yeah, that's,
it ended.
I didn't think of it like that.
Then something happened 6 years ago that awoke your interest again in this curiosity. Go ahead.
I go to the beach, or I go to the swimming pool. I can get in a swimming pool because I can see below the surface of the water. If I go to the beach, I can go out in the water sometimes, but I'm always scared stiff that something is going to come up and jump out of the water and get me.
Same thing.
Same thing. That's actually my fear of water. I mean, the ocean, I can't see what's in the water, so I'm always worried something's going to jump out and get me.
What happened 6 years ago?
6 years ago.
Just anything significant that you can recall?
I was in a relationship with someone. I was going to possibly be married or so. And, we didn't get married.
Because there was something, right? You went back to this, it allowed you to re-examine it once more, and you fled. And then you fled. And now you're raising the possibility, and we have to be really cautious about this. The reason I say cautious, before you can come to a conclusion like this, you want to make sure that you have a whole series of dreams where you can see these themes being explored over a long period of time before you can come to a conclusion about one dream. I found that again and again to be true.
I do have another worse dream. Exactly.
Well, just to stay, you see, if what you're saying is correct, that this scene when you're thrown down, that was certainly traumatic. High expectations and thrown down. See, we can now, watch it. We're now going to shift a little bit and talk about a sign. You talked about these blocks. Right? In a dream, you want to see whether it's possible to find the significance of what's being used in the dream as images, as a way of connecting them. Because did you not say that where you saw this slot, there were blocks there as well? You were also behind rocks, weren't you? Right? What is this blocks? What comes to your mind?
Car windows.
Car windows. All right. So more and more it looks like we're finding parallels, doesn't it?
It's also strength. These rocks are big too, so you know it's.
But you see, if you go back to that, would you not agree, if that's the case, that you're worried about the reappearance of that same kind of intensity? And
actually, you know, this whole, when I look back at the dream and look at it and see it, actually this whole thing, see that mountainside, all this action was taking place on this big mountain. And you know that when he came down to to that block there, it's still like a big mountain in the background.
Yeah, you said it was half. This was really took place just about halfway down the path.
About halfway down, and then at the bottom, at the foot, is where the pool is.
Yeah.
And actually, the pool is over on the right side, because this thing goes all the way down this way. And the rocks that are at the base of the mountain. So it's happened on top of this big mountain. I don't know whether that's, what comes up is it's...
See, what's interesting about, one of the things that's interesting about this dream is the fact that it looks like there are many parallels, but the thing that you find attractive and most interesting is what you're seeing underneath the car in the past, and what you're seeing here in that slot, and what you're seeing in that little pool.
If I had to rate them, the most interesting thing, the most curious thing that caught me was actually the horse jumping in the pool. And that had the biggest charge on it, with the other ones being secondary. That's probably 9 out of 10, and the other one's like 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, very good.
They're both pretty curious situations.
Yeah. See, that's a state of mind when you see that. And that's why it would be worthwhile knowing what's similar to that in your life. Is there a niner that's in that state of mind? If this ranks among those experiences you've had as a 9, could you mention something that had similar effects on you in your life?
Similar effects.
See, what it is like is to ask for a simile. Right? To ask the identity of things in the dream is to ask what is it as a metaphor. So we're after the simile. What is it like? All right, you said it's a 9er. All right, say among the experiences you've had where you had that state of mind.
Well, it's not necessarily. Well, I've had a couple experiences that are real 9ers. Well, actually, a couple. Actually, I was in a hole, and I got there out of curiosity, and I couldn't get out of the hole, and I didn't know whether I was going to live or die when I was in the hole, and that was a 9er, and it was very scary, very fearful.
Sure.
Another experience I had was I did some drugs. And actually, I did these drugs, and they had all the lights and everything that was in the water here. And actually, I jumped out of a window on the first floor into the snow, and with no T-shirt on. And I was looking up at the stars and going, "Wow, this is incredible!" And the wind chill factor must have been minus 60, and I was standing out there, no big deal. That was a 9er.
That was a 9er?
Yeah.
That's a 10er.
It had all the lights and things, but that's, I don't see the corollaries, Well, I was curious about, my friends, got my curiosity, up.
Well, you see, if we keep pushing this now, it looks like we can rank a series of experiences